Let's meet the competitors for our preliminary match number 1 in the featherweight class. This will have a 15-minute time limit. Wearing the blue, competing out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, and representing ZR Team, Estevan, the Giant Slayer Martinez.
If you've ever seen this guy to compete, then you know what to expect, because Estevan Martinez is one of the most entertaining and energetic competitors that we've ever seen on the Who's Number One mats.
Absolutely a fan favorite. Estevan is one of the most dynamic grapplers out there today. Expect at least one cartwheel in this match, and I can't wait to see how he performs against the Baby Shark, who's coming out next.
And his opponent, wearing the red, training out of Manaus, Brazil, and representing Fight Sports, Diogo Baby Shark Hayes.
Making his debut here at a Who's Number One, to a big reception from the crowd here in Frisco, Texas, is Diogo Reis, aka the Baby Shark. Now, he is an ADCC South American Trials winner and has a very dynamic Nogi game that I'm sure he's very eager to put on a show here tonight at Who's Number One. Tail of the tape, as you can see, Diogo Reis is only 20 years of age. Estevan Martinez has the age experience, but you can see the height, 5 inches for Diogo Reis, and he cuts about 9 pounds to make that featherweight 145-pound limit. Our main referee this evening, our man in the middle, our head referee, is Gabriel Martins, about to get things underway here at Who's Number One.
Ready? Fight! Now, if you know anything about either of these athletes' game, I would expect a ferocious pace right out of the gate.
In the black is Estevan Martinez, and in the yellow, a very distinctive Brazil rash guard, is Diogo Reis. Now, Martinez told me that he, for the first time in his life, has really started working with a wrestling coach. He's got a D1 wrestler working with him, and up until now, his very effective wrestling game has all been a result of his high school wrestling experience, Chase.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that watching his career the last couple of years. He is pretty confident on the feet. Again, also that goes to his escapes on the ground. If he goes for a little bit of what might be a sacrifice throw, he feels that he can get out of a lot of dangerous spots. And we see there immediately manages to get back a little bit of a guard here against Diogo here after that failed takedown attempt.
One of the greatest things about Martinez is he just has an endless gas tank. He can just pour the pressure on for 15 minutes. And he usually uses that just endless energy to overwhelm his opponents. But I think that Reis did a very smart thing here in not just putting Martinez down, but really making sure that he stayed connected to him, because the last thing you want to do is give Estevan Martinez any space.
Yeah, controlling Estevan is definitely the challenge at hand here, and Baby Shark doing a great job of that, putting on a nice crossface here, really making things uncomfortable. But again, Estevan sort of always finds a way. I mean, even against, you can point to his match with Mikey Musumeci, one of the best finishers today, was unable to do so in the course of their 15-minute match here at WNO.
That is a great observation, Chase. The fact is that Martinez went a full 15 minutes against one of the very best bantamweights or featherweights in the world today, Mikey Musumeci. But look at this, Reis is playing very patient, very close-quartered game, right? And he uses that kind of a body lock passing sequence almost to force this turtle position. He's not giving up that grip around the waist. And very smoothly rolling, has one hook in. This is total control.
Really fluid transitions there from Reis, looking very confident, removing his hook seemingly without really issue, switching off to the crucifix here, but Estevan rolls on top.
The escape from Estevan Martinez, so effective. The way that he was able to remove the hooks, looked like he was possibly in danger of getting trapped in a crucifix for a moment there, but uses the escape to come out on top. And now we'll test Diogo Reis' guard. The first time we see Reis actually on his back attacking. Martinez has an opportunity to try and pass here. He said that he's not going to do as many backflips as he usually does.
Oh, okay. Well, that still leaves room for at least 2. I mean, typically there's 5, so let's see what happens here.
Nice come up there from Diogo Reis, using that ankle control to find his way back onto the top, and again, not giving Martinez any space. Now, I think an advantage for Diogo Reis. I'm not just talking about the size, because Estevan Martinez goes up against opponents bigger than him all the time. A regular face in the absolute divisions, hence the nickname, Giant Slayer. But Diogo Reis has the advantage in that he has so much tape to study on Estevan Martinez, because Estevan's a very prolific competitor, very active, so you know Diogo's done his homework.
Yeah, fair play. Plus, of course, his coach, Melky Galvao, one of the more cerebral minds in Jiu-Jitsu today. They don't take any chances down there. They've definitely watched the tape and studied very well, I assume, for this match.
Something very notable that I have only just noticed is that the coach's chair for Martinez is empty. It's very rare to see a high-level competitor appear on Who's Number One without anybody in his corner, but whereas Diogo Reis has the twin figures of Melky Galvao and Victor Doria in his corner, coaching him through this match, Estevan Martinez is flying solo.
Kind of a back attack shootout here with Diogo getting a little bit better look at that exposure there. Estevan rightly abandons that, what you might call an attack there, to go back to more of a guard.
One of the things about Martinez is, of course, much has been said about his physical size. You know, he's only 4'11". He competes, he weighed in yesterday at 133 pounds, but he has found a way to turn that to his advantage. He is able to escape and find his way out in positions that other people can't. He's able to use his body in a completely different manner to many competitors. And while Diogo Reis is doing his best to close the door and to stay as tight as possible against Martinez, Martinez always manages to find a way out, to turn in, to turn away. And as we said, never stops moving.
And here we see our first instance of judges' favor going to Diogo Reis, the Baby Shark. Now, just a reminder for our fans at home, that is not a point or a score. It is just an indication of what our judges are thinking at this point in the match. They are not additive. It could change, and it doesn't matter how many, if they have 2. Generally, you wouldn't have 3 and somehow lose, but in any case, it's just a window into our judges' minds.
Exactly. It's more of a visual indicator of how they think the match is going up until that point, but no rounds, no points, no overtimes or anything here at Who's Number One. It's just straight 15 minutes of action, submission only, or judge's decision if it goes the distance. And one thing I'm really liking here is that, I'm sure the jiu-jitsu purists will agree, is the posture, the passing posture of Diogo Reis, the way that he is able to enter in and out of Estevan Martinez's guard. And that is often one of the most difficult things to do, isn't it, Chase? It's not just to pass the guard, but it's even to deal with your opponent's guard and put yourself in a position to pass while also staying free of any counterattacks.
Yeah, great point. I mean, that's the initial battle, right, in guard passing, is to enter at a safe range. And Diogo has done that at will throughout this match here. Not necessarily always achieving a full pass, but sort of dominating those early moments there. And now we see him really putting the pressure on top here.
Had a brief look where thought that he was going to go into the mount for a moment. Went into a knee slide position and tried to drop back for a leg attack, but as we mentioned, Martinez is just able to squirm his way out of positions that many other grapplers wouldn't be able to. And a very interesting fact against Estevan Martinez is, as a black belt, he has never been submitted in his weight class. It's only when going up against opponents who weigh 200 pounds or more that he has been submitted.
Estevan gets a brief look at a heel, nearly gives up his back, but again, showing off the scrambling ability, getting out of danger here. Now it's Reis that's forced to defend here.
Estevan has an outside heel hook here. See, Reis has addressed it. In the process, it seems that Martinez may have exposed his back. There, Reis settles into the north-south position. Just over the halfway mark in this match. And I think that it's pretty clear that there is one person in control so far in this match, and that is Diogo Reis.
Maybe setting up a Kimura here. Or dropping off straight arm lock. Loses the grip. And Estevan again looking to come up on top.
Estevan Martinez, originally hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico, now based in Fayetteville, North Carolina, a ZR team member, a black belt, trains regularly with who's #1 veteran Gabriel Souza, also his training partner and coach Diego Ramalho. Oh, look at that though, Reis once again manages to come on top. And I'm loving the way that he's playing such a smart game here, because he's managing to come on top, but he's doing so in such a way that he is just stapling Martinez to the ground. This is probably the least I've seen Martinez move in a match because of Diogo Reis' just excellent control.
Yeah, great point. Maybe thinking about a head and arm choke here. Estevan hip to it, but well said. You know, this is probably the most mat time we've seen where Estevan has his back on the mat, and right now he's doing a good job of picking himself up with these underhooks and getting into deep half. But it just goes to really show how crafty Estevan is as a competitor out there.
One of the greatest challenges for anybody going up against Estevan Martinez is attempting to find an effective submission against him, because the leg locks have proved to be ineffective, the arm locks have proved to be ineffective, the length of his limbs is actually it's a factor that helps him in defending submissions a lot of the time. People aren't accustomed to trying to take an arm so short. And I've never seen him choked, even from the back. We're dead to rights. I've never seen him choked.
Yeah, another beautiful back attack there. Great transition from Diogo Reis.
Oh, that's
might be slamming on the choke. Can't quite see from here. Nope, no.
There was a brief moment of recognition from the crowd here. And I think that is no surprise whatsoever to know that judges favor for the second time in this 15-minute match, just after the 10-minute mark. Diogo Reis still favored. And Reis very calm performance. I think this is remarkable to note that he is only 20 years of age, and yet realistically this guy's got over a decade of competition experience, competing all the way up through the color belt ranks, arrived on the black belt scene about 2 years ago thereabouts. Since then has very quickly established himself as a world-class competitor, both gi and no gi. Will make his ADCC debut in September after having won the South American trials.
Oh, looking for a triangle now.
Switches to omoplata. Estevan manages to roll through and just deftly removes his arm from danger. And Diogo Reis went into that ADCC South American. There is the first, the backflip that we've seen from Martinez.
Right into a toe hold though for Diogo.
Compromised his positioning significantly, did Martinez. Diogo Reis coming up on top with this kind of reverse ride. Martinez is looking for a leg lock of his own, but doesn't quite have the leverage to really get that toe hold. And the South American trials were, for me, it was the first opportunity that I'd really seen, the first opportunity to watch Diogo Reis' no-gi game, and I was so impressed with his well-rounded game. And we've seen a bit of that here tonight. He's played top, he's played bottom, he's had leg exchanges, he's gone for upper body attacks, his riding, everything about it has looked just where it needs to be.
He just looks in the zone, very comfortable, like you said, through all transitions. Doesn't matter exactly where he's playing. But the same could be said for Estevan, right? Like Estevan may be losing the pacing and the attack war here, but Estevan is very happy to ride these transitions and look for a moment of his own. But it's definitely Diogo Reis who's doing a little more effective grappling out there right now.
2.5 minutes remaining in this match. Diogo Reis hasn't really been in a bad position yet. That is just a restart, a neutral restart, I believe, in the center of the mat. Of course, our referee, Gabriel Martinez, if they go to the safety area, nice shot there, great slide and penetration from Martinez. Diogo Reis manages to extract his leg from the grip and very easily puts Martinez down. I think that's where that size and strength advantage comes in handy. Reis weighed in at 145 yesterday. Probably is on the scales at over 155.
Oh, here we go.
now.
Great transition from Diogo Reis here, looking for the head and arm choke.
He has plenty of time to get work on this. Sometimes this katakatami choke can be a bit of a slow burn. He needs to get a good squeeze on it, and you can see that Martinez is doing his best to defend it. Looks tight. You see the color changing on Martinez's face. The pressure is definitely on, but is it enough? Is it enough to cause a tap? Looks like Martinez has found just enough space to survive.
The speed at which Reis was able to look at that choke was incredible, right? The transition was lightning fast.
I love the recognition of the crowd here.
Stop.
They appreciate the fact that Estevan Martinez was able to get out of such a troublesome position and back onto his feet and right back on the counter attack. And if he's going to go down, Martinez is going to go down swinging. He does not stop until the final bell. Oh, look at this. There is a possible rear naked choke here as we enter the final minute of the match. But Martinez's defense, he's so tough. And reverses the position so that now he's on top. Nothing but respect here for Martinez's durability and survival skills in the face of going up against a bigger, stronger opponent than Diogo Reis. Into our final 10. One last arm lock attack there from Diogo Reis as the clock runs down. And love this crowd reaction. Plenty of appreciation for our competitors here at Who's Number One. Our first match of the evening will go to a decision.
Alright, can you just hang out right here on the
Well, we'll
side?
find out who took that in just a minute. Let's take a look at some of the best moments of this match. Chase, why don't you talk us through it?
Yeah, Estevan Martinez found himself in a familiar place here at WNO, and it was the Baby Shark making his debut. Came out fired up and continued that pace throughout this entire match. Great control work, great transitions and scrambles. We saw a lot of facets of Diogo Reis' game tonight. The same could be said for Estevan. His durability, his defense on full display. A lot of fun, and it's a great way to kick off the match here this evening at WNO.
There was the failed backflip attempt. I think Reis actually was so well prepared for that. He knew about the flip attempt before it was even really coming and was able to take full advantage of that. The wrestling, the riding, the ground control, really all factors, I feel, in what could be a very clear decision winner here in our first match at Who's Number One. Well, we're going to pass it over to our announcer for the official decision.
After 15 incredible minutes, we'll go to the judges' cars. Your winner, by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, representing Fight Sports, Diogo Reis!
Yeah, absolutely no surprise there that Reis took a unanimous decision. It was a competitive match throughout. However, it was definitely clear who took it. And now Kendall will talk to the Baby Shark.
All right, we are here with Baby Shark. Congratulations. That was an amazing match, a beautiful 15 minutes. Can you talk us through a little bit about your game plan? What was the thought coming in? Estevan is notoriously known to be hard to finish. What were you thinking coming into the match?
So I came to submit him because everybody says it's very hard, and I say, okay, I wanna see this. So it's very hard. He deserves all the credit because he's so small and he don't have a scar. He accepted any challenge, so very good to fight against him. Can't wait to fight more.
And how do you feel going into ADCC, knowing that you could be the youngest person ever to win ADCC? Is that definitely what you're looking for in September?
Can you say again?
Yes. So you're going into ADCC, and you could potentially be the youngest person to ever win ADCC. What does that mean to you? What are you thinking going into September?
The this September will be crazy. I think one of the big events around the world. So I'm very happy to make part of it. So can't wait for that.
Awesome. Let's hear one more time for Baby Shark. Congratulations. We'll see you soon.
Can I talk português? Fala galera do Brasil. Quero agradecer a todos que estão apoiando a gente, quero assistir a live.